Hi, I'm Renee.
And I'm Debbie, and together
We are the Round Table Recap.
Hey, welcome back. We're on Traitors US, Season 3, Episode 8. And kicking it off, we learn at the breakfast that Brittany, she really trusts and believes that she's in this strong alliance with Danielle. We also finally kind of a little bit learn about Sam because he's quiet, but that I guess has been his strategy the whole time is just to sit back and listen more than talk.
Right.
And then and then he also has a really good idea come breakfast time in regards to when, the contestants come in or participants come in to see what they saw because they feel like the traders wouldn't have necessarily saw Alan. So he's
Right.
like, let's just sit back and listen. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good strategy.
Yeah, that was, especially for somebody that's been, pretty much quiet this whole time, so for him to come up with that idea, I thought was really good. So, and the fact that they were coming in one at a time, that even made it better, so they were like, okay, tell us what happened. Tell us what happened. Yeah, this is where I said last week that somebody made a mistake.
Are you talking about Carolyn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, she fumbled. She stumbled her way through, and luckily, was it or Brittany said, "Tom, you're an idiot" or something, because luckily Tom is the one who steps in and was like, "Yeah, he was wearing
Mm-hmm.
this, right?" And she's like,
Right,
"Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah." So, like,
Yeah.
he definitely saved her because she was stumbling over her words.
Yeah. But even Gabby said, well, I don't know, pass, fail, like barely
Yeah,
pass.
yeah,
So, it was obvious that she did fumble a lot. And I'm like thinking, okay, as traders, you see him when
yeah,
he's in the hat and the cape. I mean, you see him.
yeah.
So I don't understand why she,
I think because she
I
was
guess,
put on a spot is the only thing I can
yeah,
think of, and she,
yeah,
yeah, wasn't prepared for that
right.
question. But I love the faces that she made while she was struggling through the story and her,
Oh.
like it just,
Yeah, it just kind of goes with her personality. So,
Mhm.
that part probably didn't raise too much suspicion, but the fact that she couldn't even describe, what he was wearing and stuff.
Right, right. But yeah, that's where you find out that Chriselle's the one who was eliminated the night before. And I love Alan's hashtag thoughts and prayers while he
Mm.
throws down her
Yeah.
picture. Then I don't have anything else at breakfast. Do you?
No, no, just that, everybody was pretty sure that Tom was going to be eliminated, but, and then I like that, he had to rethink his strategy now
Yeah.
because he thought, all this time that Dolores was a traitor, and since he was up, he could have been eliminated, and he wasn't. So now he's rethinking.
Yeah. And I mean, even after he prays to the stag statue, that's
Right? Yeah.
he goes he goes to Carolyn's
Yes.
group sitting there. And, he brings back up as far as like, wait, what were you saying about Danielle the other day? That, because he's like, that was kind of looked over. So, of course, Carolyn, even though she's trying to now make this fresh start with Danielle, she's like, I don't want it to be obvious. So she
Hmm.
explains again, what had happened. Um, so yeah.
Well, even after going back to the breakfast real quick, I thought it was funny that when Alan gave out the clue about the mission, and he said, be a doll and do it quickly. And everybody's like, be a doll, a doll.
Oh,
And Tom's
yeah.
like, do it quickly. And they're like, Tom, the clue is the doll, not.
Yeah.
Poor Tom. He's,
I
he's,
know.
he's still doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah.
He
Okay.
is. But yeah, so they are having this discussion about Danielle, which is Tom Gabby, Sierra and Dylan, and then obviously Carolyn. But then the other group is Ivor and Sam. I feel like they're always together, like in
Yes.
every episode. But then Danielle and Brittany, and so Sam's like, maybe we should rethink the whole coffin thing. So now Sierra is
Mhm.
kind of thrown back into, everybody else's radar.
Right.
So yeah, moving in to the mission. I love again that the way they chose teams was, the rock, paper, scissors.
Their
And
favorite.
yeah, at least it's the fairest way. Because they
Mhm.
knew obviously the ones that got to go to the shack, had the chance to win a shield where the other ones didn't.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I like when they break up and then I put down Alan's one of his sayings where he's like, no structure, no strategy. It's a mess.
Right. Yeah. I put that down too.
Yeah. And there's like so many different sayings in this mission. Because this is the mission that I
Yeah.
was looking forward to rewatching because
Yes.
obviously
Yeah.
it's fun, and as
Yeah.
Sierra said, Tom's debuting geez.
Debuting.
Tom is debuting his lullaby album.
Right.
The whole
Yes.
this whole challenge.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I was looking forward to, rewatching this challenge too. I mean, this is what, made me really like Tom. I mean, he was trying so hard to add money to the pot, and everybody
Yeah.
else is like looking for a shield, and and then he's like,
Mhm.
I'm the only one that can sing.
Yeah, he's full of himself, this one. Yep.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the only one that's musically inclined, and you have Alan over
Right.
here.
Yes.
I don't think
But
anyone was in the school choir.
right. And even the people back in the castle, they're like, somebody besides Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. He was, and yeah,
So
I mean,
yeah,
he was so confident that he even brought Ivor over to say, like, hey,
I know.
stay on this phone. And Alan's like, what are you doing? He's like,
Yeah,
be your own man, Ivor.
I know. Because I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Oh dear.
And then I also, for some reason, I totally forgot about that the dolls squirt water in their face. So, like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's just a great mission. It's
yeah.
hilarious to watch. But yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh.
good. I mean, Sarah is the one who ended up with the shield, obviously, as we know, but yeah.
Yeah, I just thought though before the mission even began, Danielle with her strategy, she was like, well, she wanted to be on the team that goes to the woods with the
Mhm.
dolls because she wanted to hide the shield from Carolyn. Like she wanted to hide. I'm like thinking, okay, she keeps going back and forth. We're a team,
Yeah,
we're a team, and then she's doing all this underhanded strategies
right.
against Carolyn. Yeah,
I mean, and it doesn't even make sense why she would hide it from Carolyn anyways, because
no,
obviously
no, not
Carolyn
at this
can't
point.
eliminate what?
I said, not at this point. It doesn't make sense,
Yeah, but I mean,
to
Carolyn
hide it.
can't eliminate herself anyway. So, like, really,
Yeah.
what was I don't know the strategy behind that logic, but
Yeah,
um,
other than if like what Sierra ends up getting the shield. So like if Danielle were to hide it against Carolyn and then, in the Traitors turret, Danielle says, "Well, why don't we go after Sierra?" Then everybody would be looking at who stayed in the castle. So and then that would have been Carolyn's group.
oh yeah,
So yeah, that would, so I don't know. I just think
yeah, I see what you
again,
mean. Yeah, to kind of set up Carolyn, basically.
mhm.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Danielle's thinking, to the end game and, without Carolyn.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Which is
kind of funny,
ironic.
right?
Hmm.
Especially the way that this episode ended. Uh,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to take you to the end.
I
Yeah,
know,
sure.
right? I know. Carolyn's like, okay, right. I mean, at least Carolyn's not fooled by Danielle and
Yeah.
what she's trying to sell, so that's good.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I even have that after this mission, Carolyn, she's focused on getting Brittany out because she too is like
Mhm.
Danielle and Brittany, they're too strong of an
Right.
alliance. And then obviously that's not great for her since Danielle is her fellow traitor. She knows that they should
Right.
be the strongest for the alliance
Right.
between the two of them. But really, so when you coming into the round table, it's Sierra versus Brittany. At, you know,
Right, basically, yeah. Yeah, basically, everybody was saying, why they were going after Brittany or why they were going after Sierra, so, yeah, those are really the only 2 names that are being thrown around, so, yeah.
yeah. And I thought it was funny at the round table. Tom, he right away is makes a fumble in what he says because obviously
I know.
Tom, what he's known for. So he's like, the girls have the history of being the cheaters, and they're like, what? Like, you out of all
Yeah,
people saying that, and obviously they all jump on him, and he's like, no, I meant traitors, traitors,
I
and
know, poor Tom. He's because of Tom, they got, what, 20,000 in the pot, and now, yeah,
Mhm.
everybody turns on him because, yeah, a slip of the tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
um,
and that was just because in response to was it Ivor who's wasn't it Ivor? Somebody said that the remaining traders were likely to be women.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
what,
yeah.
that's what Tom was trying to say, but he messed it up.
Yeah, which is important because that theory kind of carries on as far as everyone suspecting that the remaining traders have to be women. So
Right.
this obviously feeds into now what Danielle and Carolyn have to think about going forward. I mean, it really was like Sierra, she tried her best to put up a fight as far as an argument saying that nobody turned out to be traitors in the coffin. And she did, I believe it was her who called out Danielle
Mhm.
in regards to
Yeah, Sarah
Jeremy.
right.
Jeremy. Jeremy
Jeremy.
had called out Danielle, and obviously he was the one that was eliminated. So,
Right.
which like what I said, which a couple episodes ago, had they have just kind of like looked into that direction initially,
Mhm.
I feel like
Yep.
they would have been on a better path. But anyways, yeah, Sarah's the one who ultimately gets voted out.
Yeah. Did you notice though at the round table, did you notice Alan's outfit, with the mask in his jacket pocket, the little mask poking out?
Oh,
Mask,
I
the
don't think
white
I
mask.
did. No, I think I overlooked it. No.
Yeah. I,
Oh,
I like I like the details. I like the
yeah.
details in this outfit. So since Layla wasn't around this one,
I
but
know.
I think
Yeah, they did not have the coordinating outfits this
yeah.
time. But yeah. Yeah, no, I missed the little mask.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I'm just paying more attention to, his little yeah, yeah, it's very I don't know, not really clues, but in the whole theme of traders, his outfits have something.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Gosh. But okay, so I thought what was interesting after the round table, you have Ivor, Sam, and Dylan, and they went into the secret room and closed the
Mhm.
door. Which then
Right,
obviously you see Danielle and Carolyn come into that room to talk. And luckily they were
right.
still talking at a low volume because they didn't know that the
Yeah,
three of them were in the wall. But I was like, you know what,
yeah,
this is probably a good opportunity, especially because they're the traders, to really kind of like float that around. Like, hey, these
right,
three were in the secret room together,
right.
just to kind of at least throw
Well,
some suspicion out there.
yeah, and that's what Danielle even said. She's like, "Well, that's us that you guys were in there. The 3 of you
Yeah.
were in there." Yeah.
Yeah. But
But Dylan
mhm.
yeah, Dylan, he's doing just the opposite. He's like, I think maybe I need to look at Danielle. Maybe all this crying and shaking and all that is just
Yeah.
an act. Yeah, I think Danielle and Dylan are yeah, will turn on each other.
But yeah, so then they move into the trader's turret. And this is where Danielle and Carolyn find out that they can either eliminate someone or recruit someone. So this is kind of like
Right.
what we were talking about earlier, where, Danielle's trying to convince Carolyn that she really wants them to win. And she's like, maybe if we recruit a woman, because they think, you know, obviously the last
Mhm.
Traitors has to be female, that this
Right.
kind of would like deflect. And who does she try to convince, Carolyn, of recruiting? Brittany, out
Yeah.
of all people. And Carolyn's like,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm with Carolyn. I would
mm-mm.
never agree to that. I mean, that was stupid for her to throw that out.
Yeah, yeah, completely. So, if it was up to me, though, I don't think I would recruit at this point. I would try to eliminate a strong person because
Yeah. I don't know, because I like the idea of trying to recruit Gabby and then just throwing her under the bus.
yeah,
I mean, if you're going to have three traitors, one of them is going to get thrown under the bus to give them a female traitor.
yeah,
That would be the only reason why I would recruit. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I wouldn't. Recruit. That would be the only strategy
yeah.
I would have had.
I 100% agree with. Yeah, it would be a good person to throw under the bus and at least take some of the heat off of the female,
Hmm.
conspiracy theory, which is true. But yeah,
Right.
that wraps up the episode. Tune in next week as we go over episode 9, and we are getting down to the finale. So excited to rewatch how everything wraps up.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys then.
Okay.